upsetting. It's been a joy to watch. It has not been upsetting to witness, but it's been upsets that he has been performing. He's been performing upsets.
I mean, seriously, he's upsetting people. It looks like both players are ready.
Not the fans, but
that is true.
Well,
no,
upsetting
I mean,
some fans.
The Swedish players and Swedish fans are getting so much love at this event. I mean, we are obviously in Jönköping, Sweden, and Seiplo putting on an absolute PvP clinic. That matchup seems so volatile, but every now and again, when there's so much volatility in a matchup, there's a player that comes along that sort of smooths everything out, shapes it into something clean, predictable, and we are seeing Seiplo figure out in this matchup how to have incredible consistency against S-class players.
Yes, indeed. So right off the bat, we're going to look at, well, spawning here at the 6 o'clock position, the blue Protoss player, Evil Genius's HuK. Yes, claps. It's just you and me in here, Day 9, but that's okay.
Correct. And our producer, who is currently providing us with delicious honey tea. In the left position, the unlikely contender in the round of 16 may continue his run as an unlikely contender in the round of 8. It is AI's Seiplo.
More claps. I want to just talk about how awesome the Swedish fans are for a second, Day 9. Like, the first day of the tournament, we get here kind of early. It's a Thursday. I presume that's a work day in Sweden. So there's like 10 people in the audience for the first couple of casts. And every time anything happens, they're as loud as like 900 people anywhere else.
I was delightful yesterday out on the main stage arena, seeing all the passion that these fans have, and in particular, all the passion they have for people from Sweden. It's like, and from Russia, fill in the blank. Sort of like, you know, I mean, they're enthusiastic.
Claps.
And then Sweden, and even the men were taking off their shirts and throwing them onto the stage.
Yeah. A couple of bras and panties making their way up. Tossed on. It was cool. Something that I wanted to talk about from the last game that we mentioned it, but it was kind of glossed over in our analysis, Sean, was how fast Seiplo expanded. He was putting down his Nexus at like 6 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, he's treating it almost like a PVZ, relying just on those sentries to pop down the expansion.
Super, super aggressive expansion, and he did it pretty blindly. He had no real idea what HuK was up to, and he just says, all right, I'm going to go for this expand. And I sure as heck hope it works out. Maybe playing kind of the way you described HuK's play, in that you plant the Nexus, but you prepare yourself to cancel it if you have to fall back.
Yeah. I mean, that high sentry count allows you that flexibility. Even if they do get 1 or 2 units on the ramp, you can always do a double force field to shove them back down, preventing Vision from being able to reveal or even warp in up on the high ground. HuK continued to do his obnoxious little harassment. Did, of course, want to note, as we are just starting off day number 3, that every single VOD from the event is up at youtube.com/day9tv. Feel free to check those out. As of 1 hour ago, all games are up. Go watch Chef vs. Todd. Go watch that. Both those players currently in the round of 16.
Watch Chef versus Todd. Watch Happy versus Todd on Tal'Darim Altar.
Yeah, watch Happy versus Todd on Tal'Darim Altar, and make sure to bring a blanket and, of course, an outhouse.
Oh, man. Both these guys just doing a little bit of scouting around. There was a gas steal by Seiplo in HuK's base, but when he saw the Zealot, he canceled. Interesting choice. I think sometimes you'll see Protoss players skip the Zealot and go straight up to Stalker. In those cases, gas steals are crippling, I think. But with that Zealot out, you're able to kill that assimilator relatively quickly, so it doesn't throw off your build too much.
HuK now getting his double gas up. Seiplo obviously has his completed. You know, HuK did do some very odd Dark Templar-style plays in GSL when he was preparing on this map. Didn't end up working out for him. It was back in the days where 4 gates were reigning supreme across the land. And whoa! Hold whatever thought I was talking about. That is an absurdly fast Twilight Council from Seiplo.
I kind of like this. Well, in terms of like a mind game, I think Seiplo is going to be going... I guess it could be a Blink Rush, but this feels like DTs to me. Are you thinking the same?
I would anticipate Blink just because it doesn't seem like Seiplo's style. I mean, the Blink is very much so, as we saw last game, a sort of control maneuver for Seiplo. Generally, when you get a Blink, or excuse me, Twilight Council this quickly, you're inclined to get a Blink up. If you're going Dark Templar, you kind of need that comfort of Sentry, some kind of defense up. But
okay, so
there's the Blink plopping down right now. But HuK, I think, is going to give us a very exciting show, either going for that mass immortal or going for just regular Blink Observer.
Yeah. This is going to turn into pretty similar builds, as Seiplo is going to follow this up with a Robo of his own. So the only real difference is going to be the timing on the Blink versus the timing on the Observer. These players will have critical moment
HuK,
here. You do not want to lose your Stalker.
Oh
man, huge blow to HuK. Now for the rest of the game, he's going to be a little bit behind in army size. Seiplo's Blink about halfway done.
That is absolutely correct. HuK got slightly delayed on the gas, and though it might not seem like a big deal at this point, he did lose that one Stalker. In the Stalker counting station, we do see 6 Stalkers out right now for Seiplo. That is a tremendous lead. Seiplo's Blink is nearing completion, and Observer is en route. HuK has an Observer there, sees absolutely everything, and I think HuK's realizing, yeah, I do need those Immortals up. I cannot stand toe-to-toe. But, I mean, keep in mind, even though the Immortals, quote-unquote, counter these Blink Stalkers, every Immortal that HuK makes is 2 less Stalkers for HuK's Blink army. So right now, all that is being said is that Seiplo has complete lockdown on the map.
Yeah, massive Stalker lead. When the Immortal pops out for HuK, that's going to give him a lot of security. But I think Seiplo is cool with that. It looks like he's gearing up to expand with this low ground pylon. And he's also going to push out with some Stalkers, just take a little bit of map control. I'm a little bit worried about this one pylon here on the extremities of HuK's base. I feel like this is pretty exposed.
HuK's worried about it too, it seems.
And Seiplo's just going to kind of move around. Another thing that Seiplo seems to really like is adding in a few more probes than is maybe typical. He's up to 28 probes.
Look at that.
Versus the 25 of HuK. HuK's just recently gone back to producing those probes. At one point it was 28 to like 21.
Here comes Seiplo with his 12 Blink Stalkers. Ooh, there's the Immortal. Oh, he does want to target fire. That one just blinks right on back. And he loses the Observer.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the Observer derped his way right into the other Observer.
Losing the Observer a blunder, but I'm really impressed in general with the control Seiplo showed us there, just blinking back the first Stalker to get shot and then blinking back the second Stalker to get shot and then getting out of there upon realizing that, well, he wasn't going to get anything happen.
Look at this, both players plopping down their Nexi at the same time. I do think that HuK is playing this out quite brilliantly. He's realizing that his advantage
Did HuK kill another Observer?
I think he just picked off a Stalker that was derping as well, following in the footsteps of his derpy brother, the Observer. I mean, HuK is really realizing, well, I mean, I don't want to make one Immortal for just defense. I'm going to make a lot of Immortals and try to take this expand, and it looks like, ooh, some very nice re-blinking by both players. HuK realizing his advantage is in those Immortals. He is going to really bank on those hard. I would not be surprised to see him get up to 5 or even 6 Immortals in this position.
I think you're right. We do see the Observer out for HuK. He's going to see the expansion of Seiplo. We might even see Seiplo's single Immortal. Right now, Seiplo pumping out some Observers as he has lost 1 or 2 already. HuK going to try to blink forward and get a Stalker, but he doesn't have the right Stalker count for it.
Oh, wow.
HuK
does
Stalkers,
to get 2,
surprisingly. 2 for 1, that's a good trade.
Especially in Magic the Gathering.
Especially in Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
I used to play a lot of Magic the Gathering.
It's always so good in the 2 for 1. Looks like we do see the good old Sentry plopping down at the front for Seiplo, going to help out with that lovely Guardian Shield. Looks like HuK has halted up on the Immortal production, realizing that he has much of an edge. I think HuK is just playing phenomenally well. It is so good.
Yeah. HuK is just moving back towards the center of the map. I really wanted to tell my Magic the Gathering story, but it looks like it's going to have to wait, as I don't think there's going to be a
Yeah, I had a great 2 for 1 story, but HuK's army was moving across the map, and I didn't want to finish up. And then he cast Grim Affliction and proliferated. You know, it doesn't really end up sounding as cool. We do see that Immortal count is starting to climb up high for Seiplo. He's also realizing he might be a little bit behind, and here comes HuK stepping into the fray. The Immortals are so far back.
HuK's got a pretty decisive advantage here. More Stalkers, more Immortals, and Seiplo in quite a bit of trouble.
Very, very fragile set of force.
Not another Observer. Ouch. And now we're going to see HuK getting a little bit aggressive here. Can Seiplo punish this? Here we go. Blink up onto the high ground from HuK with just a single Stalker. I like this.
Oh, there he goes.
2 Stalkers. It's going to let him pick off a couple of probes, or at least try to.
Here comes the big push forward. HuK again showing that superior tactical maneuvering, but Seiplo
responding so well. Warps in 2 Zealots and sends a Stalker over here. HuK again going to take a poke at the front. 3 Immortals to 3 Immortals, but the Stalker count is heavily favoring HuK right now.
Yeah, look at that. 18 to 12. An incredible display of skill by HuK, but Seiplo has such a better economy.
Yeah, excellent.
HuK has a lot of eggs in this one single basket. And I don't care how big that basket is. All it has to do is tumble down a hill, and you will not be able to find any of your eggs anymore. That is why we now have Tupperware with lids. You can put all your eggs in one pile of Tupperware, and I'll be more satisfied. But Seiplo, look at that, 38 to 29.
Yeah, excellent economy here for Seiplo. We can see it on the income tab. He's mining about 200 to 300 more minerals per minute. Going to throw down a couple more gateways as he's going to want to start spending that extra money, of course. And I'm really interested in the fact that players just don't seem to get robotics bays anymore. The Colossus is getting so phased out in this matchup.
The Colossus is just the worst feeling unit in the world when things start backfiring here. Could potentially be a good engagement for HuK. He's rearranging his forces, trying to do that little blink around. Oh, HuK kills off one of his own stalkers.
Ouch, ouch.
Oh my goodness.
5 immortals to 4 immortals. Seiplo ahead in that regard. 17 stalkers to 17 stalkers. HuK with a couple more zealots. Very, very close game in terms of just raw military might against raw military might, but economically Seiplo is still up about 8 workers, so that lead is only going to grow.
Seiplo being somewhat supply blocked, somehow managing to get a probe snuck in there.
How did that happen?
Oh my god, how the hell is that probe down there? And that is going to be the hugest boon ever for Seiplo. Seiplo's supply block was hurting him so badly, he desperately needs to begin chrono boosting absolutely all of his gateways. There's a nice blink
why
up.
would you blink away like that?
Oh, Seiplo and HuK doing a crazy dance of sorts, but here come the zealots.
This is the scary part, day 9.
This is the move that could win Seiplo the game. It has been even from start to finish, and look at that target firing on that Nexus.
Interesting choice, and here we go. HuK looks like he wants to try to make something happen, putting the pylon there on the low ground, blinking forward is HuK. Still unable to force a real engagement. I think this Nexus might just die, day 9.
This Nexus taking a lot of damage. HuK can't really find the right angle now, morphing in some zealots up onto the high ground. A handful of stalkers blink forward, and HuK realizes now is the
good
time.
Force fields.
Great force fields. A blink forward. Oh no, all the stalkers from HuK in the vulnerable
HuK is
position.
in a terrible position. It's Seiplo. He really might do this, day 9.
Oh my god, Seiplo is taking down the expansion. HuK blinking all of his stalkers forward. In the main, HuK has completely obliterated the worker count of Seiplo. Now it is all workers all in for Seiplo. He knows that if he just defends this final push, Immortals going to be absolutely ripped apart by this ground army, and an incredible display of skill. The Swede Seiplo looks like he may have defeated the Code S regular, last summer's champion of Dreamhack. EG's HuK may fall in this very early morning match.
I absolutely cannot believe what we are seeing here. HuK all the way down to, that's 30 probes for HuK. What is happening here in the main base of Seiplo?
Wow.
We totally missed this.
Zealot Warpins doing a ton of damage, and it looks like HuK actually, amazingly, has a superior economy.
Yeah, his economy much better, his army much worse. Only 8 stalkers on the map for HuK against 16 stalkers, 3 immortals, and 9 zealots. HuK eventually going to clean up the zealots that were warped into his natural, which killed off his Nexus. But Seiplo, I think he realizes just how far ahead he is in terms of military might. He is going to push through the center of the map.
God, an absolutely incredible play there by Seiplo. But only really has those 4 gateways up and running. Not that many probes. These little pylon
HuK is just going to go all in, day 9.
HuK is just going for it. HuK is just going for it right now, Mr. Bitter. I think HuK realizes he has to do some sort of magical play right now. Some force fields get thrown down, but I don't think that there is any way that HuK will be able to defeat this force. All the probes stepping forward. HuK realizes this is it. Seiplo sees victory right in front of him, and there's the good game.
Good game.
Seiplo.
Good luck. Well played.
Continuing the string of upsets.
Unbelievable.
I don't believe it.